Hello and welcome to Get Booked. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Kate.
And we are still in June, so we're still talking about Pride Month. What square are we covering today?
Whye, Young Adult Books, which is one of my favorites because I used to be a teen librarian.
And I still am a teen librarian, so we've got some great recommendations for you. And if you need more, hit us up because we've got lots.
Come find us. We will show you.
Alright, I'm going to go first.
Alright,
Ooh.
you do that.
I stole it. Alright, so this one is a groundbreaking book by David Levithan. It's called Boy Meets Boy. This is actually the 10th anniversary, but we're actually coming up on the 20th anniversary, so it's been out for a while. And the cover is just super, super cute. It's super simple, and I just love it. It's very striking. What do you think, Candy Hearts?
Candy Hearts?
It's fun. It's fun. So, clearly it's about a boy meets boy. There's a little bit of religion. There's kind of becoming who you are and having the strength to say, I am enough, this is who I am, and, you know, finding the person who thinks that as well. So, David Levithan also has a lot of other books. He co-wrote Nick and Nora's Playlist, which has been a movie.
Yeah.
He co-wrote Dash and Lily, which is currently on Netflix.
Yeah, I love that.
I have yet to see it, but it's on my list.
It's so good!
I know. So, he has written a lot of books. He co-wrote one with John Green. The cool thing about David Levithan is he's also a book editor. So he is really, really, really in the book world. So,
Great. Cool.
take a look.
Cool. Alright. I'm sharing The Princess and the Fangirl, a Geekerella fairy tale by Ashley Poston. And it's a follow-up to Geekerella, so if you happen to read that one, here's another one. And I'm just going to read a little bit from the blurb. Imogen Lovelace what a great name, is an ordinary fangirl on an impossible mission to save her favorite character, Princess Amara, from being killed off in the Starfield movie sequel. The problem is, Jessica Stone, the actress who plays Amara, desperately wants to leave behind the intense scrutiny of fandom. If this year's Excelsior-Con, like Comic-Con, right?
Right.
Isn't her last, she'll be shackled to this career-defining role for life. Hey, it worked for Carrie Fisher. I don't think she should knock that.
It works for a lot of people, but a lot of people seem to not.
I know.
You can, yeah, like the Twilight actors, and
Yeah.
I feel like you have a hard time moving on from.
Well, yeah, but you'll never starve.
That is true. You never will.
A case of mistaken identity throws lookalikes Imogen and Jess together, and they quickly become enemies. But when the movie script for the sequel leaks with all signs pointing to Jess, she and Imogen must trade places to find the person responsible. The deal: Imogen will attend Jess's signings and panels, and Jess will help Imogen's friend run their booth. That's easier said than done, as the girls step into each other's shoes and discover new romantic possibilities, as well as the darker side of intense fandom. Ooh.
Yeah, you can kind of see the darker side. I can definitely.
Definitely. Oh no, I'm not denying the darker side. This looks really good to me.
It does. It's on my to read list.
Yeah.
You know, so our 8 books. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
This one, Late to the Party by Kelly Quindlen. I cannot say that name. Wow.
Late to the Party by Kelly Quindlen.
Oh, it was. I wasn't. Okay.
You did great.
Alright, so Cody is 17. It's summer. It's right before junior and senior year. She and her two best friends kind of have been stuck in a rut lately. And her two best friends think it's time to step out and do some things outside the box that they normally wouldn't do. And one of the first things they're going to do is crash a party at the cool kid's house. Cody ends up getting there a little bit late, and she stumbles upon two boys kissing, and one of the boys isn't very comfortable having her know the secret. And she is not interested in sharing that. She's just interested in kind of talking and figuring out a little bit more, because she's sort of questioning things for herself. So she kind of gets split, because one of the cool girls works at her, works at her job. or somehow she gets connected with the cool kids, and she kind of splits a little bit away from her friends, and so it's kind of like a push and pull summer for her as she's trying to figure things out. So it's a little bit coming of age, a little bit just trying to figure out life. It's really good. I really liked it. And she has a new book coming out, which, well, it is out. It's called She Drives Me Crazy, which is about a cheerleader and a basketball star.
You love those sports books.
I do. And it's on order. It hasn't gotten here yet. But I'm dying to read that one because it looks really good. So she's great.
Cool. Well, here is Perfect, a novel. Oh, Perfect Paper. Sorry. Perfect Paper by Sophie Gonzales. And this looks really fun to me. Darcy Phillips can offer you the solution to any of your relationship woes for a fee. Sure. Uses her power for good most of the time. Really cannot stand Alexander Prom. Has maybe not the best judgment when it comes to her best friend Brooke, who is in love with someone else. Does not appreciate being blackmailed. However, when Prom catches her in the act of collecting letters from Locker 89, out of which she's been running her questionably legal anonymous relationship advice service, that's exactly what happens. In exchange for Prom keeping her secret, Darcy begrudgingly agrees to become his personal dating coach at a generous hourly rate, at least. The goal? To help him win his ex-girlfriend back. Darcy has a good reason to keep her identity secret. If word gets out that she's behind the locker, some things she's not proud of will come to light. And there's a good chance Brooke will never speak to her again. That's big stakes. Your best friend never speaking to you again.
Especially in high school.
Okay, yes. Okay, so all she has to do is help an entitled, bratty, annoyingly hot guy with a win over a girl who's already fallen for him once. What could go wrong? I can read this.
I know.
It's like bubblegum.
That's also on my to-do list.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, Date Me, Bryson Keller. So,
Looks like another private school, because there's uniforms.
It does.
Yeah.
So, Bryson Keller loses a bet. It's senior year. He loses a bet. I don't remember what the bet is. But he has to now date somebody every week. Or he has to say yes to the person who asks him out first on Monday. And he has to date them until Friday. And he has to switch every week. So, it's sort of a little bit of a status because Bryson is kind of, you know, man about town, man about campus. And I forget the... Okay, so Kai Sheridan is gay. He's in the closet. He kind of has a little crush on Bryson Keller, and they have a moment. So the bet goes on for a little while. They have a moment together in a class, and he's like, do I ask him to date me? Do I say? Do I not? And the funny thing is, Bryson was late to school that day, so nobody has asked him. So
it's Kai's turn.
It's Kai's turn, and Kai's like, okay, he does it. And then they become friends, and they have all these conversations, and the back is really cute. It's kind of like that song from The Cure, That Friday I'm in Love.
Right.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it says, can you fall for someone in 5 days? We keep breaking all the rules.
Ooh.
So the other rule to the bet is, obviously, he can't fall for anybody because they always have to break up on Friday.
Right.
Will they break up?
Will they break up?
And what happens when they actually date? Because there was no rule about who you had to date, but you did have to date somebody. So,
Okay.
Loopholes.
Loopholes. Okay. All right. The Summer of Jordi Perez and the Best Burger in Los Angeles. And I have to tell you, there's a whole genre or a group of YA novels that are set in and around Los Angeles, and I've only visited Southern California 3 times in my life, and I don't think I'd ever want to live there, but the people who live there just write so vividly about LA that I always like to read books that are there that are all about loving LA because they just communicate it so well, and I feel like I don't have to live there because of books.
It's true.
Because I'm afraid of earthquakes and things. Okay, so 17-year-old, fashion-obsessed, and gay, Abby Ives has always been content playing the sidekick in other people's lives, while her friends and sister have plunged headfirst into the world of dating and romances, Abby's been happy to focus on her plus-size style blog and her dreams of taking the fashion industry by storm. When she lands a great internship at her favorite boutique, oh my gosh, that sounds good. She's thrilled to take the first step toward her dream career. Then she falls for her fellow intern, Jordi Perez. Hard. And now she's competing against the girl she's kissing to win the coveted paid job at the end of the internship.
Oh,
Big stakes.
That spells trouble.
That spells big trouble.
It's going to be a big black moment, you can tell.
Right. But really, nothing this summer is going as planned. She also unwittingly becomes friends with Jax, a lacrosse-playing bro type who wants her help finding the best burger in Los Angeles. See, this is the Los Angeles part. And she's struggling to prove to her mother, the city's celebrity health nut, oh my gosh, you can't go eating burgers if your mom's a health nut, that she's perfectly content with who she is. Just as Abby starts to feel like she's no longer the sidekick in her own life, Jordi's photography surprisingly puts her in the spotlight. Instead of feeling like she's landed a starring role, Abby feels betrayed. Can Abby find a way to reconcile her positive yet private sense of self with the image others have of her? So, The Summer of Jordi Perez, and the author is Amy Spalding, and I want to read this.
Yes, that's so much to read. Alright, this was one of my favorite books last year. You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I think it was her debut. I want to say it was her debut novel. Yes, it was. And it really was like my favorite book last year, which is surprising because I read a lot. Not surprising. It's just, I read a lot of books, so sometimes to have a debut novel come out as like the first book, that's the surprising part.
Yeah.
So, I forget the person's name. Liz Lightly. Liz is, she has a plan for college, and her plan for college and her scholarship fails. And she's like, where am I going to go to college money? So she lives with her grandmother. She has a couple other siblings. She needs a scholarship to actually attend the school. Or she can attend a different school, but her dreams are on the line. So her brother reminds her that prom queen, or if you get the prom queen, it comes with a scholarship. And that scholarship is just exactly the amount that she needs.
Oh.
And Liz is not one for the spotlight. So she thinks about it. And she's like, I guess I actually have to do it. But one of the girls she meets in the competition, so they have all of these competition things and all of these like volunteer hours and community service things and all of these steps.
It's like a pageant, but it's for prom.
Yes.
Okay.
It is very pageant. Yes. So one of her competition girls she meets is new. They become friends. They become a little something more than friends. Oh. And they're competing against each other. And that, of course, blows up in their face. Yeah. But really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loved it.
All right. You've convinced me. Okay. This one is Let's Talk About Love by Claire Franklin. And Alice had her whole summer planned, non-stop, all-you-can-eat buffets while marathoning her favorite TV shows. Best Friends totally included. With the smallest dash of adulting, working at the library.
Oh, library book.
To pay her share of the rent. The only thing missing from her perfect plan, her girlfriend, who she totally does not miss at all. After their nasty breakup, Alice swore off dating. No, thank you. Do not pass go. Stick a fork in her. Done.
Makes sense.
But then Alice experiences instant attraction to her new co-worker, Takumi, which is a problem because Alice is 100% sure she's asexual. And her relationship with her best friends, totally falling apart. Ugh. As her perfect summer gets shot straight to hell, and Takumi becomes her unexpected but amazing ally in all things, Alice has to decide, will she keep her secret or risk telling him how she feels? Ooh, so this one fills the asexual main character square.
Yes.
And so that is a book that really intrigues me, and I think I will take it home.
Nice. Yes, a lot of these fill those. So some of them, of course, they're all YA. You've got female-female relationships, you've got male-male relationships, you've got contemporary fiction, you've got romance, so a lot of these books fit several of your squares.
Right.
So as you're filling the squares out, bring them to the library. We've got some different prizes. Next week we'll pick our prize winner for the month, and that will be a local gift card to a local business.
Yes.
And we will do that next week.
Yes. All right. Great.
So stay tuned and see which square we'll talk about next week.
Yep.
Bye.